The older I get, the less and less I'm giving people an opportunity to keep messing up. I'm gonna just start leaving you alone, and just not allowing you to re-enter. Because now that I'm getting older as a woman, growing in womanhood, I'm understanding this. As humans, yeah, life happens. And I think the more you self-actualize as a person, the more you grow, the more you take accountability for yourself, the more that you repatch up your life and you rebuild it, the less and less you're going to be tolerable of people and their mistakes and their excuses. Because a lot of things that people do, they're only apologizing to you for it because you didn't accept it. I'm not saying we don't make mistakes, but we have a high percentage and understanding of what we're doing. We're just hoping the person on the other end is going to let us get away with it.
So you have to learn in life how to be a narcissist repellent, okay? Being a person that repels narcissists. Safeguarding your life from toxic users is how I'd like to say it. Now, for me, I'm going to share my codes with you guys. There are a few codes that I use in life. I am going to share them with you guys. I usually don't because of the scuttlebutt. I don't really want to hear people scuttlebutt. And I feel like your codes I think everyone's codes, their code that they, if you even have any codes, is something that's specific to you. But I will share you guys my codes of life, okay? And that helps safeguard my life from toxic users and abusers. The first code that I use is I don't allow spinning of the block. What does that mean? When somebody decides to leave my life, you can't come back in. I don't know how else to explain that in simple terms. When somebody leaves my life, it's just like those doors in the warehouses. You know how somebody will get out the door and the door will slam and they can't come back in? Like, you guys know those doors where you have to push that little metal thing and press on it to open the door, but once you're out, you can't come back in. These doors are usually in the back of restaurants or in the back of warehouses. That's how my life is. Meaning the minute you choose to walk out that door and exit my life, for whatsoever reason, meaning maybe you thought that, maybe you decided to side with my opposers, right? Maybe you thought that I wasn't going to become anything in life, or God wasn't going to do anything for me. Or maybe you thought that, because I said no that one time, that I was a bad person because I said no that one time and you decided to leave, you cannot return. That's just how my life works. And that safeguards me from toxic and narcissistic people, because toxic and narcissistic people are entitled. A big sign of narcissism is entitlement, right? So when somebody is entitled, they feel like they can just throw people out and pick them up when they feel like it. You'll notice narcissists will disappear for months and then reappear, disappear, reappear, disappear, because everything is about them. They don't really create genuine bonds with people. They just use people according to when they need them. So narcissists tend to be very hot and cold, and narcissists tend to go with the wind. Narcissists tend to leave and come back because they don't value people and they don't treat people very well, right? And they use people for what they can get out of them. So they don't really you're just a tool to them, okay? To toxic people, you're just a tool. You're not even, they dehumanize you, right? Like, you're not a real person. You're just a tool or a product that they can use. Now, you can safeguard your life from toxic people by having a no spinning the block policy. So when they leave and what they went out there to find, they didn't find it, or they notice that they would never encounter another soul like you, they think that they can come back for more. But the door is closed and the door is locked. Now they can't get back in. So that's one of the codes that I abide by in my life. I have a strict no spinning the block policy. There's nobody from my past that I will ever reconnect with under any circumstances. If it's a situation where we fell off because I moved cities or you moved cities and we never really had any scuttlebutt, we never really had an issue, there was nothing that triggered or prompted us to stop talking, it was always good vibes, but we just lost contact, that's different. But if I look at you and I remember why we stopped talking, and the thought that comes to my mind or the memory is something negative, you don't come back in. And many toxic people think that, it's been 15 years, she's not going to remember. I don't care if it's been 15,000 years. I remember what you did. You did me dirty. Therefore, you don't get to come back in. So to some people, that may sound extreme, but what I've learned at this point in my life is a lot of people that the relationship ended where they did you dirty or they traded you for another person or they thought they would find better. What I've learned is when they come back, if you let them back in, they're gonna do you worse. That's just my opinion. Snakes only shed their skin, right? And become bigger snakes. So I never understood people going back to exes from the past, going back to a guy from their neighborhood, befriending people from high school again. I never understood people like that. If that works for you, that's fine. But I personally believe that when someone's out, they stay out. There is no coming back. There is no reentering. Nobody who values themselves is going to allow somebody to just come back as they please. If you do allow that, then there's a value problem there. You don't value yourself. The second code is understanding the difference between people who make genuine mistakes and people who make intentional mistakes. This is big. Genuine mistakes versus intentional mistakes. I think I will make a separate video on this week. How to know if someone made a genuine mistake and if someone made a mistake that was intentional. Now, a lot of people ask me, so Mel, does this mean that every time someone makes a mistake, you just throw them out? No, it doesn't. But I know there's going to be an idiot in the comment section that's going to type that up, because there are a lot of people out there, particularly women, when they hear an intelligent, eloquent woman speaking, it triggers envy in them and they automatically feel like they have to correct something. So I know there's going to be an idiot in the comment section that's going to say that. But what I'm saying is, no, of course, I don't just cut people out of my life after one mistake. That's ridiculous. And that's actually narcissistic. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, I have the discernment and the observational and pattern recognition skills to notice when someone is making a genuine mistake and when someone is making an intentional mistake. Good people with good hearts, solid people make genuine mistakes, meaning it was really a mistake. They didn't mean it. Toxic, narcissistic people make intentional mistakes, meaning they did what they did because they thought they would get away with it. You have to understand there are two different types of people. Usually when someone makes a genuine mistake, they usually will not do it again. And they will literally beg, you to give them a chance, and they will apologize and it will be sincere and they'll never do it again. But not the narcissist though. The narcissist will tell you sorry just to shut you up, and then they're going to do it again. So how are you going to determine which one is the toxic one and which one is the good one? Pay attention to their patterns over time. What have their patterns look like over the time that you've known them? You'll be able to tell if this person made the mistake because they thought they were going to get over on you or get some type of pass. And if this person made the mistake because it was genuine and they really did it and they're really sorry about it. I can read people like a book. So I'll always be able to tell the difference, right? Like I always say, people are creatures of habit. People are not complex. People are not some puzzle. People are very terrible at hiding their tracks. People are awful at hiding behind a mask. If you are somebody like me, where because of your introvert nature, you tend to observe more, you're gonna be really good at detecting people because you watch more than you run your mouth. People that talk too much, it's hard for them to detect patterns in people because you're too busy running your mouth all the time. So you miss that quick glance that they gave you. You miss the quick shade that they gave you because you talk too much. So you can't really observe anything. But for me, observing was part of a survival skill for me. I had to learn how to observe people and pay attention to their patterns so that I don't allow myself to end up in a lion's den. I had to learn the behaviors of human, and I had to learn how to watch them carefully. And not only that, because of what I do and me being able to help people, the ability gets stronger and stronger because people bring their situations to me and I analyze it and tell them what's going on. So I'm getting better and better and better at reading humans. And if you can read as many Robert Greene books as you want. And Robert Greene is great, by the way. All his books are great, but pay attention to people. You will be able to learn them. It's very hard for people to hide who they are. You will see the manipulation and the tactics that they use. It'll always come to the surface. So toxic people are people who prey on people's empathy. That's the first thing that they do. They look for somebody who's empathetic, and they're going to see if they can use that against you. I use intuitive empathy. What does intuitive empathy mean? I'll make another video on that. What is intuitive empathy? Intuitive empathy means I'm not going to get in the way of your karma, ma'am. I'm not going to get in the way of your karma, sir. Whatever you're running away from, whatever you have to pay back, and you think that you're going to connect yourself to me because of the favor that's on me and I'm going to be a shield for your karma, you have the wrong one. I use intuitive empathy, meaning I can tell when somebody has been marked to be judged, meaning they hurt a child of the light, they hurt a chosen one, they hurt a child of God, and they're marked for judgment. And because they're running, they're trying to attach themselves to people who have favor connected to them to use that person as a shield. I don't allow that. I have intuitive empathy, meaning my spirit is going to let me know the kind of person you are. And if what you're going through is a natural occurrence or a spiritual warfare, or if what you're going through is because you've been marked for judgment, there's a difference. And you need, y'all, this stuff gets deep. I'll leave that for children of the light, but don't go around being a shield for people who are experiencing karma, who want to use you as their shield. Okay, we're not letting that happen. You're going to deal with that judgment because you shouldn't have done what you did, right? So again, that's a story for another time. But toxic people will either connect themselves to you because they're trying to run away from something, or they are trying to use what's embedded in you for them and use it for their own personal purpose without giving you anything in return. Narcissists rarely will return to you what you give to them. Your support, your loyalty, your kindness, your generosity. They just come to take and withdraw. And that's why another code, I'm going to have a part 2 to this video, by the way. What is my second code? My second code is I only do mutual exchanges with people. The only people I can say I don't do mutual exchanges with are my loved ones, because they pour into me in so many ways that I know that I have their back and they have mine no matter what. But with general people, I only do mutual exchanges because people, if you give too much and you keep giving, they're going to get used to it and they're going to start requiring more. That's how people are. The more you give, the more they want. The more you give, the more they want to take. So you have to kind of have a mutual exchanges. Do not forget to sign up for Life Monopoly. Okay, we have 6 months left until 2026, so this is definitely not the time to play any games. Life Monopoly is probably one of the favorite courses I've created, because in this course, we are going to discuss every single part of your life that needs your focus. Life is like a pie. There's the financial aspect, there's your romantic relationships, there's your friendships, there's your spirituality, there's your self-introspection. And the problem is, since we were in school and college, we were never taught the pie method when it comes to life and how we need to focus on each and every part of our life evenly. We got 6 months left, so this is not the time to waste. Get your life together with the Life Monopoly Masterclass. Finance Boss. Are you feeling like you cannot keep up with your finances? Your savings account is really dry. It's looking really dry. You don't know where your money is going, and you simply can't keep up. First of all, we're going to talk about the spirit of riches in the Finance Boss Masterclass. Yes, there is a lot of spiritual reasoning behind how money works. There's the physical aspect and there's a spiritual aspect. And in this class, we are going to discuss both to make sure that we get you financially where you need to be with the mentality that is necessary to keep your finances in order.